If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to help me out with the production of more content for this channel, then please consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description down below. Boopy. Don't chew my hand. Play with this dragon toy, little Spyro. Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord and welcome to the next episode of SeetherTalks. For today's episode of SeetherTalks, we are going to be discussing college and how I just finished my first week of college and how I feel like I've definitely valued this experience of being able to go to college for the first time in my life. And I want to share with you guys how I feel like this experience was very valuable and how it could encourage you guys to definitely try out college at least, because it's definitely been a very interesting experience for me so far. So if I will let you guys know, I've been into college for about a week now, and I've only been taking one class at the college physically. All my other classes I've been taking online on my computer, and I would say that the online classes were definitely a good experience. My teacher lives in another part of my state, so it's kind of like cool how we have to like video chat and like watch pre-recorded videos she sends us, so that way we know our assignments and what we got to send in. But I will say that the more in physical person classes are definitely a way more interesting experience than the online classes were. Now I'm going to explain exactly as to why that is. When I got there to the college on the first day, let me just let you guys know that this college has over 10,000 students, and there are about 5,000 plus parking spaces around the whole school. And on the first day there, after I did my first class, I could not find my car, and I spent 2+ hours trying to find my car out in the rain for the majority of those 2 hours. And it was pretty miserable, and I felt really stupid after that. So it definitely did bring down my confidence a little bit, and I was kind of like, oh, maybe this college thing isn't for me. Maybe I'm just like not ready. So I will let you guys know that when I went to the one in-person class I had to go to, it was huge. It was one of those rooms where it's like kind of like all the desks are like circular. It's one consecutive desk with those like pull-out chairs, and it's like one big circular kind of like dome, like it's half of a dome, and like the professor sits in the front, and like all the chairs are like these long circular curved parenthesis like lines with like chairs hanging out. And being someone that's usually used to having a class with like 20 or 25 students when I was in high school, now the class is up to 60 different people. So definitely if you have a question you have to ask the teacher about, it's a little more difficult, but you kind of manage in the same way because the teacher for the most part is able to really, you know, get everybody's question in. Now when I went into that class for the first time on the very first day of college, I was very nervous. I was scared that I was going to possibly not say the right thing. I was scared that I was going to get called out or so, because I know that when you're in college, a lot of your beliefs are tested and there's a lot more open discussion, unlike grade schools are. And I was scared I was going to like say something stupid, or I was going to like have an opinion that if someone asked me about, they were going to like prove me wrong or something. And I was really shocked as to how like it's not really like that. Most of the people there had definitely a different opinion about a lot of different things on the spectrum, but everyone for the most part, give or take a few people, were definitely respectful about other people's opinions. Everyone was kind of like open discussion about certain things, and even my professor was definitely open about her own personal opinions as well. Like we had a lot of people there that were definitely more on the conservative side and people that were definitely more on the liberal side. Now, as someone who kind of sees themselves in kind of the middle ground, or more so as if not really sure about what my opinions are exactly, because my opinions are all over the place, it's kind of like interesting to see like people from all over the spectrum, which I can kind of like get an idea as to where their certain beliefs come from others. And I will say that before I went into college, for a couple years, I kind of had a definitely like vague idea about how certain people are. Like people who have a certain belief in something also believe in a bunch of other things. But then you realize that when you're in college, like everyone's opinion's different. So like, for example, when there's two different people that have the same similar opinion to something, doesn't mean that all the other opinions they have about something are the same as well. well. And it really does show that you can't really like judge someone by their face or judge a book by its cover, as the usual saying goes. And I'm really grateful also for the fact that I'm at a college where they're very strict on making sure you respect other people's opinions and you don't get violent, because there's definitely a lot of colleges out there that are very violent, and there's like a lot of violent protesting, and that's definitely something really scary to see on camera.
The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy. Can you shut the fuck up for a second too?
Well,
so I can
he
read
just
my
listed
fucking list.
how
Now, if you would shut the fuck up for the 50th billionth time.
But I'm really glad that for the most part, at least in my first class, everyone for the most part is very respectful towards each other, and they're not like violent or they try to like make you feel bad for having a different belief system than they do or you being born a certain way. So after this first week of college is over and starting off the week with feeling very nervous and feeling like I'm not going to fit in or I'm not going to be able to do this, I learned that anyone can really do it, and it's really similar to grade school in terms of just like going to classes on time, and the only real difference is just that you have your beliefs challenged, but if you're willing to like listen to other people and be respectful, then you can get through it and you can actually feel kind of more comfortable with yourself, and you can hear a lot of different opinions from other people around the world. Because I've made really close friends with someone who's from Pakistan in my class, which we were actually doing a lot of studying together and we're like sharing notes, so it's actually really cool. But overall, I would say that I'm really still grateful for this experience with starting college now. I definitely have way more confidence in myself now at the end of this week than I did at the beginning of this week. And still, I definitely recommend that like college should be something that anyone should try out. Even if you weren't fully satisfied when you were in grade school with how things are, because they're a lot more closed-minded and they have a lot more restrictions on them, don't feel discouraged to trying out college, because even though it might not fully be great for everyone, it's definitely something that I'd still do recommend to at least try out, because it could definitely be a great experience for you. So that's pretty much it for this episode of SeetherTalks for today. What do you guys think about your first week of college? Did you guys have any crazy experiences like I did a little bit in terms of finding your parking space? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want further help on my channel, please consider donating to my Patreon page, hitting that like button, turning on the notification bell, and subscribing altogether. I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys next time. So, goodbye everyone. Anything but a 1 or a 4. Come on. Are you kidding me? Damn it. Oh, fuck. I wanted to get the stars. Yeah. Puppy.
Shut the fuck up.